Okay. What's your first and last name?
Great, my name is Becca Doten, Becca, last name Doten, Doten.
And phone number?
424-646-5067.
And what's your position with LAX?
Director of Public Relations for Los Angeles World Airports.
Excellent. And so it looks like 30 flights have been canceled, around 30 flights out of LAX to Houston. What can you tell me about the effect of Tropical Storm Harvey on LAX?
Yeah, first of all, on behalf of the airport, Los Angeles World Airports, and CEO Deborah Flint, our thoughts are with all those who have been impacted by the storm, by Hurricane Harvey, all the flooding and the storms. It's just terrible looking at the video, and our thoughts with all those who are impacted by it. In terms of the airport operations, overall operations have been fairly consistent and smooth. However, those who are traveling to, from, and through the Houston area have had their flights impacted. We want people to make sure to check with the airline before heading to the airport to see if their flight has been impacted. As of today itself, we have 4 flights that are departing and 4 flights arriving from one airport in Houston that So for the William P. Hobby Airport in Houston, we've had 4 flights that departed and 4 flights that were arriving that have been canceled today. Those were all Southwest flights. And for George Bush International Airport, there were 16 flights that were arriving and 14 flights departing that have been canceled. Our hope is that people will connect with their airlines so that they can see if their flight's been canceled or delayed, and to work with them to get rerouted or get rebooked to find a time that they can make it to their final travel destination.
Excellent. And do you have any idea of how it has looked for travelers over here at LAX? Have you heard any concerns or any stories of people heading that way?
You know, I haven't heard any stories personally of folks heading towards Houston or from Houston. I do know that several flights have been canceled throughout the weekend because of the storms and because of the situation. They just can't fly in and out of the Houston airports. I know the airlines are working with passengers to get them on new flights. If they're traveling through Houston and it's not their final destination, to find opportunities for them to fly a different route to get where they're going. Again, our thoughts are with all the travelers and hoping that they can find a way to get to their final destination, with the reality that right now Houston is having a lot of issues with the storms and displacement of people, so that with that in mind, it's not a good idea for us to have all the flights traveling to and from there. So we work with all the relevant airline authorities to make those decisions, and we help ensure that folks are aware of what's going on so they can connect with their airlines.
And so how has this compared to past severe weather events that have affected LAX?
You know, every severe weather event is different, and every time there's been cancellations, or anytime cancellations occur, we work with the relevant airline authorities and all of the agencies who work with airlines to make sure that we keep operations running as smoothly as possible, get up and running, and get people to their final destinations as quickly as possible. But keeping in mind, safety is the number one important factor that we look at, and so working with the authorities to ensure that people can travel safely, and those who are not able to travel because of a cancellation, helping them connect with their airline to make sure they get where they need to go.
Excellent. And is there anything else that you'd like to add?
As always, we have Labor Day coming up on top of the storms in South Texas, so we do ask people to get to the airport, give themselves plenty of time, 2 hours in advance for domestic, 3 hours in advance for international. Give yourself a little space, give yourself a little time, get to the airport so you can do so without stress, relax, enjoy our newly remodeled terminals and the work that we have going on here. But really make sure to check your airline before you go to the airport, make sure it's running on time, and also make sure to get here in plenty of time in advance so that you can go through parking or being dropped off and going through the checkpoint to make sure that you can get to your airline and get to your gate with plenty of time, with as little stress as possible.
And how much longer do you think that the storm will affect LAX?
We really don't know. We just know that we're in constant communication with the various airports, with Houston and with the airline administrators and the different airlines to see when they're getting their routes back up and running on in full capacity. We anticipate the next couple of days where we continue to have to monitor the situation very closely. I don't know what exactly the time frame for this is going to be in terms of how long we're going to have to continue looking at different flight options. But for now, we just ask people, especially if those are flying through or to Texas, to take a look before they leave, make sure that the flight is on time, make sure the flight hasn't been canceled, and work with their airline to get where they need to be. So far, San Antonio and Austin have not been impacted, but we just don't know what's going to happen in the coming days. So please check with your airline, and please travel safely.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.